Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amanda. So today's video is going to be part 2 of my little weight loss journey story time. I'm going to be going more in detail in this video as far as my workout and my diet plan, and also answering some other questions that have been asked in a previous video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on the weight loss topic. Because if you don't know, I am on a weight loss journey. I have currently lost 32 pounds. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. But I got a lot of questions and requests for this type of video, so I wanted to share it with you guys what worked for me. Now, again, a disclaimer before we get started. I'm not a nutritionist, not a professional. As I said in my part 1 video, this is just what worked for me personally. This may not work for you. This may not work for everyone. Yeah, but it's what worked for me, and I want to share it with you guys because you wanted to see it. So without further ado, let's go. Real quick, one more thing I wanted to add is this is a controversial topic with a lot of people, like diets and the way we eat and the things we fuel our body with. So if you don't agree with this diet, by all means, that is perfectly fine with me. You do you, I'll do me, and we're gonna move on. Okay guys, so basically if you watched my part 1, which I'll link that down below too in case you haven't seen it, it's just my weight loss story, and then I answered some questions that you guys had for me as far as like motivation and things like that. So I'll link that below. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. But basically about a month ago, it's been like a month and a week already, I decided to start the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet, which is what I've been doing for the past month, is a very low carb diet. I have my computer here so I can read you the actual like legit definition of it. But it's a very low carb diet that turns the body into a fat burning machine. It says that it has many potential benefits for weight loss, health, and performance. The word keto in the ketogenic diet comes from the fact that your body produces these small fuel molecules called ketones, which in result makes your body go into ketosis. And there's different ranges of ketosis, and there's also like little test strips that you can buy to see if you're in ketosis or like what level you are as far as being in ketosis. So whenever you're on the ketogenic diet, your entire body switches its fuel supply to only run on the stored fat that you have in your body. Your insulin levels become very low and the fat burning increases dramatically, which is basically what it means for your body to be in ketosis. So when you eat these very, very low amounts of carbs, I'm talking like 20, max 25 grams of carbs a day, your body goes into this ketosis to where you're constantly just burning the stored fat that's in your body, which is how people lose such significant amount of weight on this diet. So for me personally, if you watched my other video, you know I was kind of in that like plateau area. I lost about 20-ish pounds, give or take a few pounds, and I just was not able to lose any more. It had been a year since I had really lost any weight. I was just kind of stuck where I was, and I knew that in order to lose the rest of the weight I wanted to lose, I had to change something up as far as my diet. So that's what kind of made me decide to go with the ketogenic diet. Now, it's not something that I could see myself doing forever because it is kind of difficult, especially with having such like a busy life and always on the go. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but it is totally worth it. So I sat down the week before I was going to start and kind of like planned out everything. I have my journal here. It's like my food journal. And basically what I did, I have a lot of motivational quotes here, you know, to keep me going. But basically what I did was start out with the first page and just write down my goals and what I wanted to get out of this diet, because I feel like that's really helpful if you kind of have in your mind what it is you want to get out of something, whether it's working out or eating healthy or whatever it is. If you know and like you put it on paper what your goals are and what you want to get out of it, it really helps to achieve those goals. So I just kind of wrote like my starting weight when I started this diet, and then I also did the body measurements and I wrote down all of that. I wrote down the weight that I wanted to lose on this diet, what my goal weight is, and some of my other goals, you know, to like get healthier and stronger and whatnot. And then down here, I just wrote the amount of all the things I'm allowed to have in a day. So basically like the amount of carbs, the amount of protein, the amount of fat. So then I went in and found like a bunch of ketogenic recipes, and I wrote all of them down with the nutritional facts. So these are just like some sample dinners that I could have. And I wrote down the portion size and then how many proteins, carbs, and fats are in each one. That way, if I decide to make one of these for dinner, I already have it written down what the nutritional facts is, so I don't have to be worrying about like keeping the paper from something to get the nutritional label or having to like look it up or anything. It's already, I did all the hard work in the beginning, and so that way it was super easy to keep track of everything. I did the same with some lunches and some snacks because I'm a snack person. Like at work, especially at work, I love to just be like snacking on something, and I feel like if I don't have my specific thing there that I can have for snack, I work at Walgreens, so I'll just go out in the store and like purchase something. So I like to keep my snacks handy. So then I would write down my food. I would start with like the first day and I would write down my breakfast, exactly what I had, and then calculate everything that was in it, which I already previously had written down as well. So it's super easy just to transfer it over to the day, and I would go all the way down throughout the day and then keep a total at the bottom. And I did that for the first 2 weeks, and the plan that I was going to do was the first 2 weeks I eat normal 3 meals a day and have like 1, maybe 2 snacks, but I just have to keep it under that limit of the 20 carbs per day. And then in the 3rd week, I started fasting because that results in your body being in ketosis a little bit faster. Now, it takes about 3 to 5 days for your body to actually go into ketosis. So the first week of the diet, it was not that hard, honestly, because I still felt pretty normal. Now, the biggest thing with this diet, if this is something that you want to try, drink your water. I swear to you, because there is such a thing, if you Google it, there is such a thing as the keto flu, and I personally didn't experience it, but the articles that I read on it, and from in my mind, like the flu is terrible, and I can't imagine like not eating like all the good stuff and feeling like crap. So basically what happens is when your insulin levels drop so drastically and you like completely change over and you're not eating these carbs, because for 22 years I just ate a shit ton of carbs all the time, and then just like instantly basically I went to eating hardly any carbs at all. So it's like a definite shock for your body. So you need to stay hydrated, because if not, your body will just get run down. You'll have no energy. You'll start like feeling kind of achy, like basically the flu. So I stayed hydrated. I drank a gallon, sometimes a gallon and a couple bottles of water a day just to keep that water intake. Now, yes, you will be peeing all the time, I promise you, but it's all good. It's worth it. For the first 2 weeks, that's what I did. Starting in the 3rd week, I began with the fasting. So I would only eat breakfast and then 12 hours in between and eat dinner. So whenever you're fasting, your body is in full fat burning mode. And I know a lot of people will say that that is unhealthy, but I promise you, I did my research before I did this. I didn't just go in blindsided and, oh, hey, I'm not gonna eat lunch today. Like, no. I did my research and I knew what I could do for my body and how far I could push it as far as my meals and my eating habits. So I did what was best for me. Now, for the whole 3rd week, that is what I did. I did not eat lunch. So I ate breakfast and then ate dinner with 12 hours in between. Again, still kept up with all of my food in my journal. And then the 4th week, I got a little bit more dramatic. This is pretty dramatic. I only ate dinner, which was very, very hard. You skip breakfast and lunch, so you basically only eat once in a 24-hour time period. Again, I'm aware some people will say that is unhealthy, but for me, that's what my plan was. So it's not like you can't have anything throughout the day. You can have water, of course, and I drank a lot of water with the little Mio, the little squeeze bottles, like the flavorings. Now you have to check some of the packages. Most of them don't have anything in them as far as carbs and sugars and stuff, but there is a couple that do, so you have to check that. And then you can have coffee. I drank a lot of coffee on this diet. Now the first 2 weeks, your coffee has to be black. You can have like some sort of artificial sweetener like Splenda or Sweet and Low. I did Sweet and Low in mine, but you still have to watch out because they do have 1 carb per packet. So basically I would put 1 packet in a cup of coffee, but it has to be black other than that. And then starting in the 3rd week, whenever you're fasting, you want to keep your fats still pretty high. So in your coffee, you can put the artificial sweetener still, but also you can put like heavy cream. So I did that, and I had like 1 to 2 cups a day, depending on like if I was super hungry, I would just drink a cup of coffee. And that would kind of like at least satisfy my stomach to where I wasn't like, my stomach was growling, you know? So as far as what I ate, if you're a picky person, I don't know if you would survive this diet because there's very, very limited things that you can actually put into your body. Basically all breakfast food is okay: eggs, bacon, sausage, and you want to eat the regular bacon, not turkey bacon. You want to eat regular sausage, not turkey sausage. You want to eat the stuff that's higher in protein and higher in fat because you're not compensating with carbs. So I ate a lot of eggs, a lot of bacon, and a lot of sausage. Basically I cooked that every morning for breakfast, and then for my lunches, I had to take my lunch to work. Usually I would eat a salad. Now, vegetables do have carbs, so you have to measure everything out exactly to the serving size that's on the nutritional label. And then I would put like lettuce, spinach. Meat has no carbs. Well, I'll take that back. Fresh meat that you buy at the grocery store has no carbs. If you go to like McDonald's or, you know, like Wendy's or something, most of the time their meat has carbs because it's like so processed and so preserved. So fresh meat from the grocery store does not have carbs, but you still want to check the packaging just in case. So I would put chicken in my salad, some lettuce, spinach, and then the little cherry tomatoes. You can have like 2 of those per salad, I believe it is. And then as far as dressing, the only dressing that I found that was no carb was by the brand like Skinny Girl, I think, and it was like a honey mustard dressing that had nothing in it, like no calories, no sweetener, no carbs, and that was actually pretty tasty. I liked it. And then in my 2nd week of the diet, I actually made like a homemade vinaigrette type dressing that didn't have any carbs, and that was pretty good too. There's a ton of recipes online of like meals and lunches and snacks. Like if you just Google it, there's tons and tons. That's where I got all of my dinner stuff. As far as snacks, there's not many options, but that's why I said if you're picky, it probably will not work out for you. So basically the few things you can use for snacks are celery, which most people do not eat celery unless they can dip it in something. Pickles, I love pickles. So that was a good one for me because the majority of pickles do not have carbs. Again, check the packaging, but most of them do not. Cheese sticks, most cheeses, again, I say most because some companies that make them do have carbs. Just it's, you know, it's on the package, of course, but the majority of them do not. So the little like prepackaged cheese sticks don't, so I would use those for a snack. Avocado, Lord have mercy, avocado is like the best thing you can eat on this diet because it is so high in fat and protein, but it doesn't have any carbs. Me personally, not really a fan. I forced myself to eat it a few times, especially like on a burger or something like that, but I am not a huge fan. And then for dinners, I changed it up all the time because I don't like to eat the same things all the time. I had a ton of different things. I made some nachos made with like peppers instead of the chips. Like this loaded chicken thing that's supposed to resemble like a loaded baked potato, but you replace the potato with chicken. It was pretty good. But like I said, there's a ton of recipes online. So on this keto diet, I did a 4-week plan and I did lose 15 pounds and I lost like 9 pounds in the first week, which I know the majority of that was kind of like water weight and just excess like fluid, I guess. Plus it was such a drastic change from what I was eating before. that I just lost like immediately. I lost a ton of weight, but over the whole 4 weeks I lost 15 pounds, which was really, really good. I still have more to go, so I'm still working on it, but I'm transitioning into a different diet because I really loved the ketogenic diet. It was probably the hardest thing that I've done as far as like changing my lifestyle and eating habits, because it was very drastic, but I got results, and that was the main thing that I wanted. So now, today is actually the first day of my new diet plan. I came up with a new diet plan that's going to work for me and my goals, which is still to lose. I have about 20 more pounds that I want to lose. That is definitely doable. So now I'm kind of transitioning into more of a everyday doable diet for myself, and for my goals, which means I'm going to be counting my calories, my proteins, my fats still, and my carbs, but I'm just doing more of a reasonable. I'm going to keep it under like 200 carbs a day. That way I'm still in like fat burning mode, but I'm not in ketosis anymore. I pretty much finished my whole diet plan for the ketogenic diet, and I'm super happy with the results. So yeah, that's basically my diet and my lifestyle as of right now. I'm still seeing results. I still am losing, you know, like half a pound or, you know, like point whatever. I don't weigh myself every day, so I don't know exactly, but I'm happy with the results. It was very difficult, and like I said, if you don't have a lot of willpower, it's very hard. It's a very hard diet, especially if you don't have self-control, which I'm glad to say that I finally am at that point where I have self-control and I was able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish with that diet. Now to move on more to like the workout side, if you follow me on Snap, you probably see all of my 4 a.m. snaps at the gym. It's just my favorite time of the day to go, honestly. I know it's freaking crazy. Like, what am I doing out at 4 in the morning going to work out? But it's kind of like my me time, I guess. It's relaxing. It gets my day started, because I'll tell you, if I say, like on a day when I have to be at work at 8 a.m. and I don't get out till 5, if I tell myself, okay, I'm going to get up at 6:30 and cook my breakfast and go to work, and I'll hit the gym when I get off at 5 o'clock. No, it won't happen. Because number one, I have a 40-minute drive to work. So by the time I get back into town, it's already going to be like 5:45. Number two, it's dinner time. Like, I'm already hungry. I need to eat dinner. And number three, I'm freaking tired. Like, after a long day, I have to drive to work, a long day at work, drive back. Like, I'm tired. So I'd rather just start my day with it, get it out of the way, and not have to worry about it anymore. I'll go on to work, do my thing, come home at night, eat dinner, and then I can just relax for the rest of the night. I don't even have to worry about, oh, I still have to go to the gym. Oh, I need to go for a run, or whatever it is. Number two, the gym is not busy, obviously, at 4 in the morning. The gym that I go to gets really freaking crazy packed, like starting at like 2 p.m. until like 7 p.m. because that's when everyone gets off work. So like everyone's just like a herd. Everyone is there. The parking lot is always full, and I do not have the patience for that. So when I go in the mornings, there's like maybe 8 to 10 people there, if that, sometimes less, sometimes only a couple. So I have free reign of all the machines I want to use, or free weights, like whatever it is I'm doing. Usually there's no one doing that. So that is always a plus. So basically, when I go in the mornings, I love it because it kind of just sets the tone for my whole day. That way I know, like, I got up early and I got my shit done. So I'm going to make better choices throughout the day, because why am I going to just ruin, like, getting up early? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going to go and ruin that by eating a bunch of candy bars when I lost out on sleep because I was trying to better myself at the gym. So, not that I eat candy bars, because that's not in my diet plan. But regardless, it's my me time and I love it, and I wouldn't want to go at any other time in the day. Now on the weekends though, that is the exception. I usually do sleep in, and by sleep in, I mean till like maybe 8 o'clock because I can't sleep in anymore. My body is so used to getting up at 4 every single day. As far as my workouts, I do go 6 days a week. I do allow myself to take 1 day off, and it's not a set day. It's just basically if I feel like my body is just drained and I'm exhausted, I'll take that day off. Or if I wake up late, sometimes I don't wake up to my alarm, so obviously I'll take that day off. It just kind of depends on what my body is telling me. I always listen to my body. And that is some of the biggest advice that I could give you, is listen to your body, because it will tell you what it needs. It will tell you what it doesn't need. It'll basically give you all the answers. So I do work out 6 days a week. I try to do cardio like 3 to 4. Now, that is not like reasonable, I guess, because I hate cardio. Everyone hates cardio. But in order to lose the weight I want to lose, I have to do cardio. So at least 2 days a week, I will focus only on cardio. I don't do anything else at the gym. For that, I'll do the treadmill, I'll run sprints. I'm not a distance runner, so I'll just run like high intense sprints and then walk for a minute and then sprint again. I'll do that for about 20-30 minutes, and then I'll do the Stairmaster. The Stairmaster is my all-time favorite machine. Like, if you want a good workout, you want to work your butt, you want to work your legs, and you want to freaking sweat, do the Stairmaster. I guarantee it. When I first started doing the Stairmaster, after 5 minutes, I was like falling off the machine. I was done for. Now I'm up to like, I can do a good 30 minutes and I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm dripping sweat. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. Other than cardio day, I do break up my muscle groups into days. I don't always do the same muscle groups together. I don't always do the same muscle groups per day. I don't always do the same workouts. So that does change. If you want a more detailed video on like actual workouts that I do, I would be glad to get that up for you guys. So let me know about that. I just kind of go with the flow, I guess. I have in my phone, like under the little notepad, I have a ton of different workouts under each muscle group. And then like, say if I worked out legs today, tomorrow, obviously I'm not going to do legs again. I'll choose a different muscle group and I'll choose like however many out of that list that I have, however many exercises out of that list I have to do that day. And I'll kind of change it up because I don't want my body to get used to any one thing. And I think that's why I like doing the sprints and the Stairmaster, because there's so many like variations of things that you can do on there, so that your body doesn't get used to it. It's always doing something different, using different types of muscles in different ways. So I think that's why I like it so much. I do get all of my workouts online. Some of it is just basic stuff, you know, that pretty much everyone knows, but some of the more difficult things, I do get them from online. So that is basically my workout plan. I'm happy with it. I do try to change it up, like I said, all the time. I'm always looking for new types of workouts, new things to try. I'm always up to try anything new at the gym. So if you do want to see the video on the like more in-depth version of what I do when I work out at the gym, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys as far as my diet, lifestyle, workout regimen, whatever you want to call it. If you have any other questions for me, definitely leave them in the comments and I will answer those for you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. That way you can join the family here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.